One of the main objectives for my Newcastle upon Tyne tour was to pay a visit to the National Trust property just south of Blyth. It's called Seaton Delaval Hall, and I've got the guidebook here. Of course, as normal, I did my research beforehand. Having said that, I was not fully prepared for what would happen the moment I climbed those steps and entered the hall. On the 3rd of January 1822, a devastating fire gutted the hall. This central block suffered extreme damage, but the east and west wings were saved. The hall was never restored. Now in the care of the National Trust, it remains a shell but made safe. On my visit, only the balcony was closed due to the return of native bats. The official guidebook describes in detail the earlier high life at Seaton Delaval Hall and the gay Delavals. I will stick to photographing the interior and grounds, which now feature a parterre added in the 1950s. Photography is permitted inside most National Trust properties, but no tripods or flash. I was able to successfully handhold the OM5 and 12-45 constant aperture f4 Pro lens. There was sufficient light within the hall for a shutter speed of a 60th of a second at f4 at 200 ISO. However, the basement proved a greater challenge. Furthermore, the exhibition in the west wing was additionally illuminated by artificial light. As I had to consider other visitors, I pre-programmed the camera to shoot on program at 200 ISO, underexposing by minus 0.3 EV, spot metering highlights, saving to RAW, and correcting any over or underexposed areas of the image in Adobe Lightroom, techniques I have described in greater detail in other programs. I kept the white balance on auto and corrected keystone distortion in post-production. Although allowing quite a degree of automation, through experience I am in control, and when shooting on program, the OM5 will default to the best shutter speed it can offer in low light, but I didn't find it necessary to increase the ISO, even when the shutter speed was nearly 1 whole second. A hidden benefit of Micro Four Thirds technology, not always acknowledged, is additional depth of field, particularly in low light with large apertures. Because of a smaller sensor, focal lengths of lenses are shorter, particularly wide angle. often preferred when shooting interiors. The soft lighting benefited the garden, and the light cloud diffusing the sky was perfect for interiors, which would be difficult under a brighter sky. But nevertheless, soon it was time for bed.